Oh my god, the slopes are back!
Yeah.
Decía, cuidado, decía, esta.
We're at the snake farm, looking at tarantulas, snakes from all over the world. Okay, look at that anaconda. Okay, this is our room for the night. At least we have a heater in here. That's good.
Today was our last hope. We had a decent breakfast and then packed up our luggage and loaded it into the van before heading back to Grahale Space Camp. That place might as well be a second home. Okay, so we sat outside on the patio and sunbathed. Me and Opal kicked the ball around. We sat around some more waiting for the photos, and we got them. We packed up our stuff and shot over to the entrance as fast as we could. Can you guys believe we're finally heading to the trail?
No, After a day and a half of frustration, it seems like it's a go. This has been a crazy day and a half, but we're excited.
It was windy and dusty, but over time the trail narrowed out. It was really pretty, and when I got the chance to go ahead, I took it and went ahead. The Rocky Mountains gave way to steep grassy slopes down to a raging river, and you could see the south side of Aconcagua, which stood in all her glory, glistening with ice. We crossed the bridge and made our way around the slopes above the river.
Here goes our bags.
There was a place I sat and waited for them, and we all hung out and ate snacks before continuing.
Okay, coming into Camp Confluencia. Yippee.
We had one more uphill ascent, and then the trail smoothed out alongside the hills, and we saw the camp. It was crazy how nice it was.
Very good. Hey everybody.
Hi.
How do you like our tent?
Amazing.
Yeah?
This is our dining tent all to ourselves.
We hung out in our own private dining tent and then set up our other tent, which was really nice also. Dinner was really yummy, and me and Opal went up one of the hills to watch the sunset. It's gorgeous, and it got cold fast. We scurried to take photos of mountains enclosing us in the valley, and then we ran back down in time for dessert. We all didn't get enough sleep last night, but we rearranged the pads to hopefully sleep better tomorrow. We had breakfast at 7:30, and then we're on the trail by 8:30. We winded our way up to the Confluencia where the two rivers met and made our way alongside the steep riverbank. We climbed over mounds of dirt and rock and made our way back into the opposite valley we would be going tomorrow. It was a sunny day, but the farther back we went, the windier it was. We had to stop and put on warmer layers before continuing at one point.
We are here, enjoying the views.
When we got to the overview, I looked up and there was an awesome, gorgeous view of the south side of Aconcagua. The mountain stood tall and round with jagged snow clinging to the dark rock. You could see where glaciers were beginning to crack, and also old run-down pathways avalanches had found homes in, time and time again. We found a place outside of the wind and hunkered down, admiring the views for a while.
Gorgeous day, but a little bit windy, but the south face viewpoint was incredible. We weren't planning on doing this hike to acclimatize, but with the permit issue, we had to wait, so we did it. I'm kind of glad we did. Beautiful back here.
We took the lead and hurried back down the mountain. I love making up my own stories as I go because it's another time to think and be at peace. We got down pretty fast, and by the time the camp came into view, we were all pretty tired. I got myself changed in the tent and came into the stunning dining tent to do homework and relax. At 6:30 we had a health checkup and my BPM was 93. The rest of the family was good as well, and we ended the night with a good dinner. We had a bright and early start to the long day. We packed up our entire tent and had a good last breakfast before saying bye to Anya, the camp director, and everyone else. We started off the same route as yesterday, but instead of following the river, we dropped down and crossed it.
Yeah.
The road became flat and really dusty. We crossed the stream and the valley just stretched in front of us endlessly.
Careful, big jump, Sarah, big jump, big jump.
We reached a rock to take our first break, and the view was immaculate.
Having fun, Opal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a great plain flanked by mountains and carved with rock and topped with snow. We had a 2 hours flat long walk, and I'd be lying if I said it was easy. It wore me down, but we did get to see a mountain where an Inca mummy was found in 84-85.
One, two, three. Hey, now next. Hola, chicas.
Hola. ¿Qué tal?
Yep. All right. Keep on moving.
Rounded the bend of the mountain and took another break. It was way windier than I expected, and I buried myself in my raincoat. We finished the 2 hours and then began the uphill. There were several more groups of mules, and it's so cool to watch them go by.
So excited, getting the first view of the camp. Most camp is in sight. How's everybody doing?
Hi.
All right. Taking a break? How's Opal doing? Yeah? beautiful. Very nice, everybody.
We caught a view of the base camp in the way distance and took one more final break
Hey.
before pushing ahead. The hills in front of us we had to conquer were split by ice, and we climbed up the face of the first rocky hill, zigzagging through the switchbacks. There were several hills, but we went wide and made it into the camp.
All right, just arriving in Moas around 3 p.m. A long, hard hike to get back here today, 8 hours.
You could see the entire face of Aconcagua, and it was cool to know we wrapped around the entire 22,000 foot mountain, and now we're staring at the route in front of us. Base camp was big and spread out over a vast amount of space, with people scurrying around like ants, building tents and taking care of other people.
Girls.
Thank you. We did it. Our dining tent was insulated and warm, and there were chairs and a grill everyone was hanging out at. Me and Mom got the entire tent set up in the stifling heat, and then we hung out, wrote in our journals, did homework, and wrapped up the evening. It was a long 15-mile, 7.5-hour day, but well worth it, and then took our time to discuss the plan for the next few days. We went to bed for a good night's rest.
This is us hanging out in the dining tent.
Getting ready to hike up to Camp 1, Camp Canada, acclimatization hike.
Yep.
Having a good time?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just nice. Another beautiful day.
Actually comfortable.
Yeah, I know. Today we had a nice, easy morning and breakfast at 9, and then got ready for the day. We hung out in the dining tent and sunbathed in the chairs outside before our guides declared us as ready. We started our day at 11:20 and began hiking to Camp 1 for acclimatization day. We got high reasonably fast. The trail was very wide and zigzagging across a large plain of dirt. The wind wasn't that bad, and it was the cleanest hike because dust wasn't flying up since the needles weren't there.
Looking good.
El año pasado casi me desmayó una pasajera de jacket. Así de corto, boludo. Ajá.
How are you doing, girls? You guys enjoying the trek?
Yeah.
All right, fun. Everybody's feeling pretty good. About halfway up this thing, I think. How you feeling, Mac?
Good.
All right, we're on our way to the Paulus camp at Camp Canada.
We pushed to a rocky outcrop and took a short break before continuing onward. There was a part where we had to split off from the normal trail because Grajales has a separated camp. We crossed a rocky snow section and then began going up, where it got quite scree. It was a small back and forth up loose rock, but we paced ourselves well and went for it, and soon the camp was in view.
Okay, we are almost there. Great job, girls. Just below Camp 1. 5,000 meters, girls.
It was small, with only 3 tents, but pretty. The view was gorgeous, with all the snow-capped mountains all around.
All right, we're here. Great job, ladies.
Yeah. There was one called Mount Horn that caught my attention. It was a tall mountain with glaciers on either side and a wide berth to other mountains. I sat outside enjoying the sun until Dad called me to hike up to a rocky outcrop a few minutes above the camp. So I went.
Hey, Nyla.
Hi.
Here we are. We're on this rock above Camp 1. It's so beautiful. And can't believe we have to hike back up that again in a few days. Anyway, peace out from the slopes of Aconcagua. Our spot, we'll be camping there a few nights from now. I'm not sure when, depends on weather.
As I walked up, you could see over the ledge of the cliff, and you had views of the entire base camp and the valley leading up to it. I got to the top and we hung out and admired the view of the area around us. I could also see the rest of Camp Canada, and it was nice. We went down and sat at one of the tents for a couple of minutes and then packed up our stuff and began the hike down.
Woo-hoo!
Here comes Dad, coming down the slopes of Aconcagua. Since the scree was so loose, we were able to take off down, and it was so fun running full speed, the hill sending dirt flying behind it. I loved jumping and using the poles, and we got down in under an hour when it took around 3 hours to climb up. I love jumping. We hung out in the dining tent and changed into warm clothes. I got a bunch of homework done, and we played music as the sun lit up our tent. Around 7 o'clock, we had dinner, and we decided on a rest day tomorrow and went tonight to get a good night's rest.
On our rest day, Nyla's hiding.
Yeah.
Where's Lucy? Oh, Nyla. All right, we're testing out our boots. Everybody's looking good. Okay, so we're gonna take showers one after another, keep the water going. We've got hot water. How's the shower so far, girls?
Chilly.
Cool. Well, you shouldn't be able to get a shower at this elevation anyway. Okay, this will be our third night here at Plaza de Mulas, heading up tomorrow. So been repacking and getting everything ready to go. So Opal and I are just sitting here in the afternoon at Plaza de Mulas, and it's our rest day. Tomorrow we start the official climb up the mountain.
Yeah.
So Opal, tell me about your day today. What'd you do?
Relaxed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Today was our rest day in Plaza de Mulas, and getting ready for dinner in about an hour.
Yeah.
And tomorrow we start the big trek up the side of the mountain, the 3 camps for summit day. Hopefully the weather holds. Well, peace out from Plaza de Mulas
Peace.
on the Aconcagua Trail.
Couldn't have looked worse.
The dogs! The dogs!
Jipun. Gajipun. Gajipun. Gajipun.
No, I want us.
You want to get free.
Oh.
Gajipun. Gajipun.
That was the winner. Okay, here we are in the tent, girls. Night number 3 at Mulas. We're gonna head out tomorrow up to Camp 1, spend the night, move on up the mountain, hopefully. The winds are howling outside, huh? Good night, everyone.
It's tent morning after a night of crazy winds.
Okay, starting to climb up to Camp 1. Hopefully our weather window will hold. Okay, it's a very cold afternoon. Or late morning, I should say, compared to our last time up here a couple of days ago. Girls happy to be on the climb? Okay, on our climb up to Camp 1 again. We're on the Horcones Trail, just below the camp. Gonna do 5,000 meters. Good. Okay, arriving back at Camp 1. Woo! Woo-hoo! Okay, so this is our campsite for the night, Camp 1. Now to just set up our tent. So Nyla and I will be together, and then Opal and Sarah will be in the other tent, which is directly behind us. Okay, and this is going to be our dining tent. Woo.
Me decía, cuidado, me decía, esta bolsa tiene 300 gramos de carbohidratos. Con esto.
Woo-hoo! High above Camp 1! Camp Canada! Woo! All right, just relaxing on this rock at the Camp 1. Today was a very interesting day. Started off with a very restless night of sleep, a lot of high winds. Planned on setting forth to move up the mountain today, which we eventually decided to do. But we heard that they had closed the second camp last night because of high winds and it blowing a dome tent over. Caused a little bit of concern for a while, but we ended up moving anyway. And we will go to Nido tomorrow. Whether or not the rangers have opened up the camp or not, they should. But anyway, we've got this place all to ourselves.
What's happening?
Hey everybody.
Hi.
We're enjoying the afternoon in our cozy warm dining tent at 16,000 feet, climatizing and getting ready for a cold night of sleep tonight, and then tomorrow heading up to Camp 2.
Sweet.
All right, we are chowing down on hamburgers at 5,000 meters. Delicious. Mmm. Our guide Mariano created this toilet function for Grajales. It's officially named Margarita. Okay, looks like Nyla's water bottle is partially frozen. Okay, breakfast time at Camp 1. Woo!
Yep. All kinds of goodies.
Freezing cold, but the sun has just hit the tent, so won't be long now, right girls?
Yep. We woke up to frost and cold. I didn't sleep good that night because I did not dress warm enough. We slowly got out of bed and began getting dressed in the frozen tent. We moved everything down to the dining tent and hung out there until the sun began to rise. It felt so good when it actually hit the tent. Breakfast was good too, and we ate like kings. Me and Opal sat in the corner of the sunning tent and got our packs ready before finding a place to sit outside and greet the porters when they came up the trail. They're so strong.
Absolutely stunning morning, December 2nd, here at Camp 1.
Everyone's chilling, getting ready to head to Camp 2. Just finishing up our morning of packing up. It's a beautiful day, cold but windy, but we're excited to head to Camp 2. Enjoy!
Peace! Mariano's ready?
Ready to go.
Let's go!
Beautiful day.
See you at base camp.
Okay, we are leaving Camp 1, heading up to Camp 2, Nido. Here's one of the dome tents that was crushed the other night in the high winds.
We ended up starting the hike around 11 o'clock and made our way to the actual Camp Canada. The trail was huge, long switchbacks across a plain of rocky dirt, and we took our time going up. We passed Piedra 5000 and decided to break a little further up. It was a secluded section of rock warmed by the sun. After about a 20-minute break, we kept moving up and up and up. We gained elevation fast, and before I knew it, Horn was below us.
Beautiful day, not too much wind all the way up, but it's still chilly.
We trekked across some hard-packed snow and took a final break. You could see some of the route up to the summit, and it felt like we were actually getting somewhere.
Okay, we were just below Camp 2. Should be there in about 20 minutes. You can see the final route to the summit above us over there. Right, gorgeous day today. All right, everybody. Woo! Great day today.
We entered Camp 2, Camp Nido, and had to climb up a final section to the Grajales camp section. It had an absolutely stunning view of the rest of the camp below and the huge snowy peaks everywhere. You looked around it.
Just coming into our camp. A little bit above the rest of the Nido camp. All right.
Good job, eh?
All right, guys.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Good job.
Appreciate it. All right, thanks for your help.
We got unpacked and situated in our tent and just all dropped, tired, and relaxed in them. At one point, me and Mom went out and made sure we knew how to put our tampons on. And then I sat out with Dad on the overview and admired the view until it was almost done, and then went back and got dressed for dinner. Dinner was simple, and we all just hung out and talked about the plan for the next 2 days. As we came out of the tent, the view was just wow. Puffy, thick gray clouds hung low with rays of sunshine beaming through. The mountains looked dark and mystical, highlighted by the beams of light. I brushed my teeth and then got snuggled in bed for a long night's sleep.
The This is what it's like to wake up in the morning at 18,000 feet, all on the inside of our tent, and then it drips down on your face.
Today was a restless night of sleep, and then woke up with a headache and frost all over the sleeping bag and tent. It was slow getting up and ready, and I hardly ate anything. Then me and Mom packed up our tent, and we cozied into the dining tent until it was time to go. I think today was one of the rougher days for me because I hardly ate and I had a headache.
Are you cold?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a rough night of sleep. December 3rd. I woke here at the Nido camp. Getting ready to move on up to the 3rd camp. Go for the summit tomorrow morning at 5 a.m.
The trail was steep instantly and the ground was hard. We wound our way through and up the rock, and the trail continued for a ways. We took a break at a cave sort of area, and I forced myself to eat something. And once we kept going, it widened into more of a U-shaped valley. We had huge switchbacks, which was nice, and we made it to another break and admired the view of the huge glacial valleys we now towered over. The mountains stretched endlessly over the expanse of land we could see, and it was nice to relax for a little. We were also by 2 little wooden cabins that were built about 50 years ago and abandoned since then. We traversed across the U-shaped valley and circled around some pool-shaped rocks. At one point we had to use a rope and carefully climb the rocks, which was fun, and then all of a sudden we were at Camp 3. Camp Cliff.
We're at Camp 3. It's been really cold. The wind chill is frigid today. Relatively short, steep climb from Camp 2. Our fingers are frozen. Camp 3. Nice. There's our tents, Camp 3. Benjamin, expresses. Thank you. Thank you.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
¿Qué es tu nombre?
Benjamin.
¿Qué es tu nombre?
Matías.
¿Qué es tu nombre?
Nico.
¿Qué es tu
Pablo.
These are our porters that have been helping us all the way up here.
It's you, Mario. Thank you for everything so far.
You're
You've been
welcome.
excellent.
Welcome to 3rd camp.
All right, appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Pablo, we know you. Thank you.
Hi. Welcome.
And the porters had set up everything for us. The camp was the coolest one we'd been to, sheltered by rocks stacked atop one another. We had a view of the summit route we would hopefully be going up tomorrow. It started fully snowing, and we ran to the shelter of our tent while the porters worked to fix our bathroom and patch the windows in our dining tent. They're so strong and they work so hard. They deserve so much more credit. We began trying on every piece of clothing for summit day. I felt like the abominable snowman, but I was warm, so whatever. I wrote in my journal and hung out in all my clothes in the dining tent and listened to music. Dinner was at 6, so it came quickly. We ate and planned for summit day and got inside our tents and snuggled in. Little did we know it was coming up for us next.
Currently, Camp 3. Snowing and cloudy.
Well, wouldn't you know it, just as they predicted for days, there would be snow showers this afternoon and this evening at 6,000 meters. The porters just left to head way back down to Plaza de Mulas, and we're going to go have some snacks in that tent right there.
We were in the tent by 7:30. I fell asleep, and suddenly, around midnight, the wind started howling, and it was relentless. You could hear the roar of it before it even hit the tent, and it was absolutely dreadful. At around 1:20, I asked Dad if we were going to be able to summit, and he said I doubt it. It was frustrating, but it really made you think about how unpredictable the mountains are. I was up until around 5 o'clock, and me and Dad were chatting up a storm.
Camp 3 at 4:30 in the morning. There's frost everywhere. It's the worst night of sleep I've ever gotten in my life.
Our guide said we had 1 more hour to just see, and that hour came and went, and the wind just did not let up. It had to have been going at least 90 miles an hour. Our guide called it at around 7 o'clock. No one slept. There's frost covering the sleeping bag and wind roaring outside. And I sat there thinking about how climbing the mountains is not about standing on top of the summit, but it's about the talks and laughter in the dining tent, the excitement of a hamburger, the burning ball of fire that lights up the sky during sunset, the memories from countless days with loved ones. The experiences are the real thing that make up the summit, not standing on it, but living in it. I came to peace with it, and the morning was a rough blur of wind and cold.
Everyone's up here too.
Yeah, we're like alone.
It's just our group.
Our little group of 6 fighting this wind.
And thank goodness for Pablo and Mariana for
Yeah,
securing our
they secured our
tent
tent.
strings.
Yeah.
we like, our town was like closing in, we would have gone off the mountain. Imagine Mom and Opal just like woke up and we were just like not there. Okay, well, peace out.
Peace, everybody. Hey,
Keep you
Nyla.
updated.
Deja vu. Look at the ice all over your sleeping bag. Wow, what a night this has been. On the side of Aconcagua. Wow. I don't know what the exact elevation is, but it's over 19,000 feet, 6,000 meters. 6,000 meters, we're very high.
Extremely windy.
And we have suffered through this for the past, I think we went to bed at what, 7:30? And it's been like this since then. And it's like 4:30 in the morning right now. And we're just deciding that we're probably not going to summit today and get out of here. But yeah, all this ice is falling from our tent. And you can see the ice there on the tent. It's just, peace out, everybody, from
Yep, 3 on Aconcagua.
Camp 3.
Alright, so after a miserable night, we decided today is not a summit day, so we're going to pack up. We're heading out, heading down. What a miserable night it was. And there's the summit. Snow is blowing off of the summit ridge. See the trail, the route of the scree, just above our camp. That's where we were going to go this morning at 5 a.m. But after all night of winds and unbelievable cold temps, I think it's about 30 below 0 Fahrenheit. Overnight. It looks beautiful, but it is freezing. Ready to go, girls? All right.
But somehow we had our tent packed up and began the long haul down. The different terrain was obvious, and the steep hard rock to loose scree we sprinted down at the end. The views of mountains was immaculate, and it still felt like the top of the world.
Okay, we're coming back into Camp 2. Getting a little bit warmer.
Towards the end, Pablo led, and he fully sprinted down the mountain, and we followed.
There's Sari and Mariano. Right there above the snow.
Here comes Dad, ripping up the trail. Woohoo!
Did you have a good run down the mountain?
Yeah.
Pablo! All right. Okay, we're almost back down to Plaza de Mula. Long descent from Camp 3. Beautiful day down here, nice and warm.
We got down to base camp, and it felt so good to be warm. We sat in the dining tent until dinner time, and then me and Mom set up the 4-person tent one final time, and we all got comfortable inside. I love the memories this trip has brought me so far.
Okay, bags are packed, ready to leave. Mullis! You guys have fun?
Yes.
All right, kind of sad to leave.
Bye, Nicholas.
Okay, we're checking out at the guard station here, Mullis.
Yep.
Before we went to leave, we saw a tent buried in the cliffs that had blown down from Camp Canada. There was a guy trying to get it, but it was too dangerous. Goes to show how windy it can be here. We left base camp where we'd spent 4 nights, and I said bye to Mount Horn and the north face of Aconcagua. We began our long descent down, which started off steep and rocky. Me and Mom kept slipping.
Ripping up the trail.
I was on the guide's heels. Oh, there goes John. Oh, there goes Nebula.
When we dropped down further into the valley, it flattened out and you could see the mountains we stood above yesterday, towering over us. The red and gray of the rock stood out strongly against the blue sky. We took a quick break at the rock last time and then began the 2-hour haul across straight ground. Me and Opal chatted up a storm and it actually went by much faster than before.
How you doing, Sam?
Great.
Good.
So pretty today, just extremely windy like every day.
We are in the middle of the desert section. Very windy on the way down compared to we gave up several days ago. But this part of the trail takes about 2 hours.
The wind was much windier than before and dust storms were being created. They were so hard me and Opal at times would run with them because just standing there would only pelt us. We were so dusty by the time the flat part was over. It was gross. We dropped down to the river just as we had before and climbed back up.
Hey girls! Hey! What's up?
Confluencia was larger than it had been just a few days before, and it was nice to get out of the wind and dirt. We hung out there for a little bit and left around 4 o'clock and began conquering the ups and down hills next to the river.
according to the weather forecast, doesn't look good for somebody for the next two weeks or so. So peace out from Aconcagua. Okay, back at the trailhead. There's our ride to Mendoza.
By the time we reached where we started, it was sad. Getting in the car and driving away from the mountain that we didn't summit was depressing, but I felt like I would be back to actually summit it. What a memory that trek was.